Good evening, Canada. You're with the front line with Joe and Joe. And yes, it is a good evening. Joe SNL with the front line with Joe and Joe. Once again, let us go into the breach. Google joins Facebook and Instagram, declaring that they will soon block Canadian news from their searches in response to Justin Trudeau's Bill C-18 that passed the Senate. When the lie loses its power, you got to censor. I can't believe that the Canadian people allow their politicians to get away with this. I don't know how, but they are. And Trudeau still calls himself the leader of a democracy. The world's upside down, people. It truly is. And Canada's seeming more and more like China. A Canadian who came from Cuba looking for freedom speaks out. She says the people of Canada will have to learn the hard way. Isn't it always the case that, like, when you're a little kid, your father or mother says to you, don't touch the stove, you're going to get burned. What do? You touch the stove. I always tell this to my kids. You can make a mistake, but always learn from it. Some people learn from their mistakes, and some people just double down and triple down, and they make the same mistake over and over again. That's what's called pride. Humility is when you look yourself in the mirror and you say, that was a bad choice. That was a bad mistake. I'm going to do that one again. I'm going to do that one over, as opposed to making the same mistake again, because you will not acknowledge the fact that you were wrong. That is why you're not going to vote yourself out of this, because the people, not all of them, many of the people of Canada have abandoned God. Canada used to be a God-fearing nation. No more. No more. I go up to Montreal once a year. I go to the Shrine of St. Joseph, and sometimes we drive up to Quebec City to the Festival for Saint Anne de Beaupré. It's on July 26th. All the exits are named after saints. Now, Canada's a secular nation. It's sad. And that's why you're getting the politicians you're getting. Because the people, not all of them, many of them, they're not grounded in anything substantive. And frankly, when you're not grounded in God, you latch on to crap. As our Cuban friend just said, the Canadian people are going to have to learn the hard way. It's sad. And frankly, we have not even hit the bottom yet. If you saw this clip, you would know what I'm about to do. Can you feel the love? So in this clip, you got this lady. She's got the Canadian flag draped around her shoulders. She's going ballistic. She's screaming at the top of her lungs to Justin Trudeau, who then just gets in the car, looks at her, and waves. This is like madness. I'll be honest with you. I have never seen anything like this before in my life. This is like something out of like a high school football game. Yet it's real. Yet it's a G7 nation. It's unbelievable. It really is unbelievable. Justin Trudeau, he's hearing the voices from the people. The second carbon tax is coming. People can't afford it. Sadly, those voices are falling on deaf ears. That second carbon tax is coming, Canada. Let's break it down. Play the clip.
Now, it's not the kind of thing you want to think about in summer. But when the time comes to turn up the heat, people who rely on furnace oil will be paying a lot more. The coming carbon tax will add significantly to fuel bills. CTV's Bruce Frisco has more on that.
An unusual sight with Canada Day fast approaching, and you'll likely see more trucks delivering home heating oil in the days ahead. The rush is on to fill up and score a bargain.
But Friday will be the busiest day for us.
What's going on, Bruce?
Having alerted customers to the coming carbon tax, locally owned Scotia Fuels is already seeing a bump in orders as customers try to beat the price hike. And make no mistake, it is a hike.
It's going to go up 17.38 cents.
Wow.
That's a big price to jump.
But, of course, other fossil fuels will also cost more. 14 cents for gas, almost 17 for kerosene. Propane seems like a relative deal. It's only going up about a dime.
CARB members are telling me they're really confused by the carbon tax.
And unsure they can afford it on their pensions, he says, even with a rebate check every 3 months.
But if you look at the extra you're going to pay for gas for your car and oil for your home, it doesn't add up.
It's a lot of money up front, and it's hard to change habits. We still have to drive to work. We still have to get our groceries, and we still have to heat our homes.
Which is something a lot of folks are considering at the moment. Something rare with Canada Day just around the corner. Bruce Frisco, CTV News, Halifax.
So everybody is rushing to put fuel in their homes so they could keep warm. Listen, just break up your furniture and burn it. You can keep warm that way. Come on, stop complaining, for crying out loud. Justin Trudeau, he's hearing the voices from the people. The second carbon tax is coming. People can't afford it. Sadly, those voices are falling on deaf ears. Pierre Poilievre, the baby boss, is at Jungle Gyms in Happy Valley, Goose Bay. He says it's a great place for a steak and a drink. Pierre, you can't eat steak anymore. Haven't you heard? The cow poop is bad for the environment. Eat bugs, Pierre. Come on. No more steak. Steak is bad. I love this guy. I had to play the clip for you because he's great. Hit it.
What did you buy today?
I bought 6 Busch Light, 6 Bud Light, and I love them, tall boys.
Tall boys? How much would you drink a day?
Well, what day? Regular day, I don't know, maybe a couple beers, depends. Weekends, maybe, 5 beer. 2 drinks a week.
What do you think of that?
Well, that's just not feasible, not in this country. Well, come on, man, 2 drinks a week, what's that going to do for you? I mean, that doesn't even get you through a day. A reasonable amount, if you're at home, you should be able to have like 4 beer. That's just 2 more. I mean, I'll have 6. But 4 is a fair number. But there shouldn't even be guidelines anyway. Why are you going to tell me how much I can drink at home?
Well, I guess the idea is, would you be concerned that you're at a higher health risk if you're drinking too much?
No. That's the main point here is, why are they telling me what I can drink at home? What, can I have 2 liters of pop? Can I have 2 liters of pop? Well, what's more healthy, 4 beers or 2 liters of Coca-Cola? Do the math.
So I'm guessing that this information about the new guidelines isn't going to change your life.
It's heartbreaking, and I can't even believe it. Rock and roll! Oh, wait a minute. You can't handle the tooth.
So the guy wants to drink tall boys. He's not even drinking 12 ounces. He's drinking tall boys. And then he ends it with, you can't handle the truth. Love it. He should be the PM. Maybe not. Klaus Schwab opines on shaping the future. Play the clip.
So the forum is becoming now, if I look at the future and our role in the global governance system, we will concentrate much more on systems design for the future. Like Singapore is doing so on a more national level, we are doing it on a global level. So we have defined 15 key systems for the world. For example, the future, shaping the future of digital industries, shaping the future of the financial monetary system, shaping the future of health system, shaping the future of socially inclusive countries, shaping the future of education, and I could go on and on.
Couple comments. Why does anyone listen to this guy? I'm talking like global world leaders. Why? He's not like directly affiliated with the government. He doesn't represent Germany. He doesn't represent anybody. He's just some crackpot. And everyone buys in, all the elites. He's like some guru. I want to be that guru. I want like to be on like some ashram, and people could come to my ashram and I could basically collect a fee and I could tell you something kooky. Instead, I got this show and I tell you kooky things. But I'm not Klaus Schwab. I have no power. I want my own ashram. What do you think? If I have one, will you come on it? I don't even want a fee. Just come on the ashram. We'll have some laughs. Pierre Poilievre, the baby boss, has said after 8 years of Trudeau, a number of things have doubled. So ask yourself this. Has your life improved under Justin Trudeau? Turn off the news. Stop looking at social media, except the show, and ask yourself that question. Has your life improved? And the answer is probably no, financially speaking. So why do you support him? For those who do, why? Ask yourself that. Because if your life isn't improving, clearly you have to point to some reasons why. And some of Trudeau's policies, let's be fair, if not most, have affected the middle class. So why do you support him? Ask yourself that question. Ask yourself this question too. Does Pierre Poilievre look like the baby boss? I watch a lot of kid movies with my kids. I got 5 kids under 9. And I believe that Pierre is the baby boss. Justin Trudeau extending his hand to the Muslim community of Canada. Play the clip. That same hand is forcing Muslim children to learn about gay sex in Canadian schools. Keep shaking hands, Canada. You know how in like apartments, like garden apartments, they have like those little keyholes so you look out and you see who's there? Picture looking out that keyhole and you see this. What do? Put it in the chat. I'm interested in your comments. To all my Canadian American friends, if you like what we do on the front line, I'm asking you to give $1, just $1. Production costs money. We do it for you. We are self-funded, and $1 goes a long way. That's less than a cup of coffee. In Canada, a cup of coffee might cost $5. So you're getting off easy. Please just give us $1 and we'll keep the content coming your way. God bless you. And remember, stay free.